So how's it going, guys? I'm here with your Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 8, mid-season finale review. 90 minutes. And I gotta say, I usually complain when they do 90 minutes. I always say this is just, 90 minutes. A lot of times I've kind of really caught on to what it is. I think it's just a way of them getting more money, more sponsors, extend their good ratings for an extended period of time. Whatever the case may be. I always felt like they never needed 90 minutes, that they could have simply edited the episode sufficiently enough to just, accommodate it for a normal 45, 1 hour episode. So, this episode, though, they utilized the time pretty well, I gotta say. As I predicted earlier on, I think this is like maybe in my episode 3 or 4 review. I said that it's gonna come a time when the saviors start turning the tide, and Team Rick starts being on the losing end, and that's exactly what we got to see here. The saviors start turning the tide on them. They start closing in. They start capturing and killing some people. And at the thanks to Carl, though, they managed to kind of do a little bit of a tactical retreat, and we learned at the end. I mean, it was heartbreaking. I gotta be honest, guys. It kind of brought tears to my eyes at the end, seeing Carl get bit. So I don't know where they're gonna go from here. Is Rick going to have to kill Carl? It's funny how it comes full cycle, and you even hear kind of Negan foreshadowing it earlier in the episode, where he says, you had to kill your mother. That was pretty fucked up. And then you got uh, him actually being faced with the opportunity where maybe Rick might have to knock him off, because what are they going to do? The bite is on his stomach. It's not like it's a limb where it could easily be lopped off. So that was pretty depressing. I mean, we've come this far of seeing Carl, ever since the first episode, ever since the first season. So it's pretty depressing to see this great character, who I really thought that they were never going to kill off. I think that I thought they were going to keep him for a long time. I mean, in the graphic novel, isn't it Carl that ends up killing Negan, if I'm not mistaken? So the thing is, I don't know where they're going to go with this, but like I said, once again, The Walking Dead with a great cliffhanger here. And I really enjoyed that little brief scuffle with Negan and Rick. I thought that was pretty awesome. We finally got to see them kind of going at it together. So I'm looking forward to February when the series comes back to see where it goes. Seeing them retreat. See, this is the thing where I really don't understand about the fans bitching. It's like I don't even understand what they wanted out of the series. I mean, but this is interesting. I said that it's not just going to be like they're attacking, the sanctuary, and that it's just going to be as simple as that. I told you that the story was going to get more interesting, because eventually, of course, you knew it wasn't going to be, that elementary, that they were just going to have that one-sided war. Of course, it was going to go both ways. Of course, that's how it works in war. Usually one side starts winning and the other side starts, kind of making a comeback, and then we'll have the eventual winner. And that's exactly how it's going in the show. So I don't really see how the fans are knocking that, when it's pretty apparent, if you've watched any television show or if you've seen any historical war, how any of those wars have went. That's how it always is. You win some and you lose some. And it's interesting to see it play out. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So there you go, guys. So I am enjoying The Walking Dead Season 8, and I want to see it return. I mean, what the thing is really perplexing is that you have one of the best characters in the history of the show with Negan, and you're seeing a lot of interesting developments going on. So I don't really see how this is like one of the worst times ever in this show. And somebody was calling me out on this, so I have to address them. They said like, "Oh, you think the show it gets better as it goes on. And they just kind of made a disparaging remark about me. And yeah, I really do think that the show has gotten better as it goes on, as a lot of shows usually do. Yes, there's a lot of shows that overstay their welcome, but the thing is, those are usually like sitcoms and other shows where they're just running out of ideas and they're just throwing whatever in there. And I'm sure a lot of people probably feel that way for whatever reason, that they're running out of ideas. But the thing is, they have one of the most interesting villains, and they've never really had a storyline quite like this in Walking Dead. So I don't know how you could accuse them of running out of ideas and jumping the shark and all that. So, the thing is, when you say jumping the shark, it harkens back. It's a reference to Happy Days, when the show kind of started to really lose momentum in the later seasons, and then there was actually an episode where Fonzie was going to get on his motorcycle and jump over a fucking shark tank. That was pretty ridiculous when you put it into the context of the show. And so, ever since, that has become a famous saying, and people even quote jump the shark, time and time again. And they probably don't even know really where it stems from. They just see it written in magazines and they see it written on the internet, and they probably just repeat it like a parrot. So, that's where it comes from. And I don't think that Rick is going, or I should be Daryl to be more specific, is going to be using his motorcycle to jump over any fucking shark tanks. So we don't have to really worry about that at this present time. But anyway, guys, I will see you back here in February for my next review. Until next.